What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Three Gyms Talk Hockey. All right, I'm going to start it off a little bit differently than usual. We got two New Yorkers and a Boston guy, and very shortly later tonight, we have an elimination game between the Yanks and the Sox. This series has been unbelievable. Milks, how do we feel about tonight? I know before this you were a little 50-50, so I'll let you get your thoughts out now.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost, but I would shove it down your throat if we win. So
I like the confidence.
Expect the worst, prepare for the best.
Prepare for the best, expect the worst, I think is the actual saying.
I was about to say, I don't think that's right. But
whatever,
it's all right,
bro.
It's all right. Head's already in a blender. Yesterday's game was unreal. We were there. We were in attendance. We've gone to a few pretty sick games together this year alone. But yeah, one more. That's all we need. Each team needs one, but we're hoping that the home team comes out on the right side of things. At least 2/3 of us are.
Yeah, that game was so electric. Barnes gonna be rocking again. It's gonna be a literal zoo in there.
Yeah, I mean that was probably the best baseball game I've ever been to, and obviously, baseball is not looked at as entertaining as hockey in terms of watching it, just less action. But yesterday, I was locked in for 9 entire innings, so I'm glad that we went. It was a cool experience. Time to take care of business so we can do it again next round, huh, Doze?
Yes, sir. Fuck the Sox.
But getting right into it, we have a few major contracts to talk about, and I'm actually really excited to sit and talk about these because multiple of these contracts, two of them were kind of standoffs, and the other couple ones, two of them surprised me. One of them was more of we knew he was going to get his money, but we didn't know how much and from where. And that's somebody that I'm talking about is Kirill Kaprizov, because he just declined a 16 million AAV contract, or I was saying 8x16 mil contract from the Wild, just to have recently accepted an 8-year, 17 million AAV contract amounting to $136 million over the course of his contract. Initial thoughts, I don't know about you guys, but I thought there was a very real possibility that Kirill was not going to be with the Wild after declining that 16 mil just, last week? A couple weeks ago?
Good for him, man. He also just set the market so high for all these other guys, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out between, McDavid's contract talks, Eichel's contract talks, but well-deserved. You can't really afford to lose a guy like that because, he's a top 5 winger in the league, and he's what you're going to rely on for your production in the biggest moments, and he's the guy who can produce. So I was definitely surprised by the number being 17. I didn't think it would be that high, especially since all those rumored accusations of him declining 16 mil were thought to not exist, but now it kind of seems like maybe those were real, considering the number is actually 17. So, because even 16 mil, like you're declining 16 mil AAV. Leon's going to be the highest paid next year at 14 point something,
14 flat.
So and he's a center too, which kind of does make a difference. But at the end of the day, good for Kirill. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with all these other guys too.
Yeah, great for Kirill. Great for the Wild. I'm honestly happy to see the Wild keep Kirill. I love that Wild team's so exciting to watch. They got a lot of young players that I love on that team. You just can't hate them. But yeah, so surprised about 17 million. We all expected it to be record-setting just because of the cap going up and him being one of the free agents that are going to hit the market this offseason. So I think we all had a census that it was going to be over Rantanen's contract last year. I don't think any of us expected over 15 million.
No. Listen, at the end of the day, Kirill, it's tough. I'm gonna pose one question to you guys, and I know it's kind of throwing you both on the spot, but in your eyes, is Kirill worth 17 mil?
That's
if he's on my team, yeah. If he's not on my team, I don't know. Like, if I'm a Wild fan, I'd absolutely say he's worth 17 mil. Looking at it from retrospect, I don't think the books would say he's worth 17 mil.
Yeah, I guess that's my ultimate question, because one thing that I want to point out is in his second season in 21-22, he played 81 games, but that's the closest he's been to a full NHL season. But the other thing I'm going to point out is both. Okay, so out of his 5 NHL seasons, he's played over 70 games twice. And both those seasons, he had 96 and 75 games, and he had 108 and 81. So we know what he's capable of. And also, that 100-plus point season at this point was 4 seasons ago. So we know what he's capable of, because I really do think he's only gotten better. He had 56 points last season, and he played half the season, legitimately half, 41 games.
He was also like the Hart favorite for the first 30 or so games.
When he got hurt, he was leading the league in points, I want to say.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know what he's capable of, so I don't mind them taking that risk. But going back to Milks, your original comment, he just set the bar for everybody. And that bar we already knew was going to be really high because of McDavid. But then again, McDavid doesn't have a comparable. So that's kind of what makes this scary now, because that 17 mil, I feel like, I mean, we kind of spoke about this, but what are they going to give McDavid now? You know, it's like, oh, we're willing to give Krill 17 mil. Now, any team's going to be throwing a blank check. Like, what does McDavid put on that? And on top of it, he's expected to sign a short-term deal, which I think complicates things just a little bit further. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think McDavid's anywhere in the range of 18 to 20. I don't see him going over 20 mil. I think that would be a little too much just for like the NHL cap in general. I think most teams would be willing to give him whatever they want, but I don't know. That's so tough.
I think at the end of the day, these players are worth the money that you give them in the long run, because what is that team? What is the Wild without Krill? At this point in time, without Krill, they might not be a playoff team like that. And I don't feel like that's like a hot take. Like, they got a good team around him, but he's the only like big superstar there.
He's the anchor.
Even the Oilers without McDavid, I could see them missing the playoffs without McDavid. They got a star-studded lineup, but after their top 5, 6 forwards and their top 2 defensemen, what do they have? So in the long run, I think these contracts will definitely be worth it. It looks so steep and so dangerous, which an injury could derail somebody's career, and then that contract you're stuck with it for 6, 7 years. So
I mean,
those are my thoughts.
No, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. I don't think you've said anything wrong. And then on top of it, you also look at, I do like the fact that Minnesota's taking a chance on Krill. Minnesota, I don't want to say it in this way because I love Minnesota too, but Minnesota's not a very desirable destination. You don't see a lot of free agents going there. With that being said, you saw what happened when they got Zach Parise and Ryan Suter. They both went there in free agency. They both signed long-term. They both ended up getting bought out, which, yeah, that was towards the end of their contracts. But point is, they didn't finish their contracts, and they were pretty lucrative contracts. Now with Krill, he's their number one. There is no, like you said, Minnesota's a whole different team without Krill. We saw that last year. We got half a season in Minnesota with Krill, half a season without, and they were a pretty different team just from a general standpoint. So I'm excited to see what happens with Krill. I hope that he plays a full 82. I'd love to see another full season out of Krill, see what he's capable of, especially after it's been a number of seasons since he's touched that 100-point plateau. So I'm excited to see what Krill does, and I'm excited to see what this contract does for the market, because as we've said time and time again, this next free agency is kind of set to be really, really intriguing, very interesting. So this is kind of the baseline. Let's see what guys get after. But moving on, there were 2 names that we had spoken about before, 2 younger guys that were kind of holding out. One of them, Luke Hughes. The other one, Mason McTavish. We touched up on both of them, and since then, they have both put pen to paper. Luke Hughes, 7 years, $9 million a season. I've heard a lot of mixed kind of reactions out of this contract. I understand both sides of it, but 9 mil for Luke Hughes, too little, too much, just enough. I mean, I know it's still a little bit early, but what were your guys' initial thoughts?
I mean, I was kind of surprised. I thought it was high. I thought it was higher than I was anticipating, to be honest. But then again, the cap is going up, so all these players are going to be asking for more money. And you obviously know what the upside of Luke Hughes can be. And it's a guy where at the end of the day, you're going to have to give him what he wants. Like negotiations can only go so far, and you can't really afford to give up a talent like that. So, I think good for the Devils, good for Luke Hughes. At the end of the day, you're going to get a stud because he's a Hughes brother. So, I just didn't expect it to be in the $9 million range. I was thinking more like maybe 8, but you got to do what you got to do.
I would say I'm more surprised with the years in the AAV.
I agree.
I really thought Luke Hughes was like on the mindset that he either wanted a 1 to 4 year deal max, and that's what I was under the impression, just so he could line up his contracts with his two brothers. And yeah, when I saw the news, I was surprised because he's going to be a free agent now. 4
32.
years after Jack Hughes, and then I mean Quinn Hughes is a free
No,
agent.
no, Hughes has 5 years left, I want to say, and then you have 8 for. I want to say they have a 2 or 3 year difference.
Okay.
I want to say he's going to be a free agent in 32 for some reason. I'm gonna check right now, but keep going with your thought. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna go more with the year route and just settle with whatever AEV he could get with the years. But for the years he got, I think it's a fair deal. I think everyone's getting like priced up with the cap, like we'll keep saying. But yeah, he's a young defenseman. He's gonna play power play time, and he should get 40 to 50 points again. So I don't see anything wrong with 9 million a year.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with it. I saw a lot of reactions that initially, oh, it's an overpay. It's not a good. From one standpoint, I'm on the same page with you, Dozer. I thought it was going to be a short term contract. For me, I expected it to be maybe in like the 3 to 5 year range, or like 3-4 years. I heard that they were trying to work out a 6 year deal, but they couldn't come out to an agreement in price. But when I saw the long term contract, or I should say the max length contract, because once the season starts, you can't even give out an 8 year contract anymore. But long story short, I wasn't too surprised with the term, or I mean, with the number on the term, but I was surprised with the term. By the end of the contract, I said this yesterday, I think it's going to be one of the better defensive contracts in the league. And the one example I'm going to use is his own brother on his own team. Look at what happened with Jack. He puts pen to paper for 8 mil, and now he's getting 8 mil for another 5 seasons as one of the league's best. And guess what? He's worth a whole lot more than 8 million now. So at the end of the day, it's a risk you're willing to take. It's already worked to them once with one of the brothers, and who knows? You have one brother locked up till 30, one of them till 32, because I just double checked Dozer, and the other one's a free agent in 27. So, I mean, the Devils have 2 of the 3 locked up, and I know that they have their eyes on the third. So, who knows what they do? But 2030 and 2032, that's nothing in terms of years. So it gives them a couple years to figure it out. But I don't hate that contract. I really don't. I think it's going to end up being good. I think at first it might be a little bit of an overpay, but it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. He is their number one D-man at the end of the day, and he's already put up decent numbers. I think he already has 115 points in 70-something games. I'll fact check myself right now, but definitely not far off from what he should be making. Before we get on to McTavish, I'm just going to double check myself. Let's see, so far in his NHL career, he has played. Oh, I had the numbers mixed up. I just said he had over a point per game, so I just realized that what I said was dumb. But he's played 155 games and has 93 points. So for a 22-year-old defenseman, I'll take that. By the end of that 8-year contract, I think he's going to be worth it. But on to the second big name that we had mentioned, Mason McTavish. I kind of want to get your initial thoughts on this because I know that you were highly talking about McTavish, but he signs for 6x7. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of two contracts that the Anaheim Ducks have signed over the course of the last couple of days, and I think that this is a beautiful contract. I love it personally.
I love it too. I think there is more risk with McTavish than Luke Hughes, but
Mm-hmm.
I think McTavish is a great player. He's a gritty player, which works in the NHL if you have enough skill to go with it. We've seen it time in and time out with Sam Bennett. Not the most skillful guy, but it works. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see McTavish. I want to see the next jump from McTavish and all these Anaheim young guys. And one thing I'm going to say is we haven't mentioned is how Joel Quenneville is going to the new head coach of the Anaheim Ducks. How is he going to fit with these young guys? As he's an older style head coach,
Mm-hmm.
and he's coming into a team with a bunch of young guys that are still trying to prove themselves in the league. So that should be interesting. I hope we see some breakouts because I like the Ducks because they have half the Rangers roster, just like the old Tampa Bay Lightning team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, and I hope he plays well because I really like McTavish's game.
Yeah, I mean, well said. I'm glad the Ducks are finally starting to put pen to paper on some of these guys because, they are valuable pieces to their franchise and what they have trying to go forward, especially since they're so young. So I think it's definitely smart to get them locked up in the McTavish deal. I mean, I think it's kind of a steal. At a 6x7 for him with the potential that he has, and I think he's going to be a leader going forward on that team if he's not one already. So, good by the Ducks on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Dozer, you mentioned Joel Quenneville, and I kind of want to incorporate him into our conversation because the second Ducks contract and the third contract, or I guess fourth at this point, that we wanted to talk about was Lacombe. Jackson Lacombe. Dozer, I know you're really big on him too. We spoke a good amount about him last year. He signed a what, an 8x9?
Yeah.
I think it was
Eight
set,
by
I
yeah.
thought it was 7x9, but same thing.
No, it is 8x9.
It is 8x9. Yep.
It's 8x9, but he's another young defenseman that a lot of people I don't think are saying isn't worth that contract just yet. Yes, he has to prove a lot, and he plays for Anaheim, but look at how many defensemen Anaheim has lost, young defensemen. Like they had they had Brendan Montour, they had Shea Theodore, they've had all these young guys. They even let Cam Fowler go, or
Yep.
yeah, they did let Cam
But
Fowler
they
go.
had
Yeah,
him for a while though. That was
yeah,
like
I was gonna
recently.
say they didn't let him go when he was young, so
Yeah.
that's like half there. But point is, they've lost a decent amount of defensemen just because of stupidity. So they locked him up. I really like that. That's going to be their number one D man for years to come. But going back to the Joel Quenneville comment, I'm excited to see what happens because Joel Quenneville has been at the league for a number of years. He's coming back, and he's obviously an older head coach, or in terms of style, he was very successful in the early 2010s with Chicago. But I want to bring that up. I want to bring a success with Chicago up because I feel like that's going to be a good translation into what he does with the Ducks because that Chicago team had a young Patrick Kane, a young Jonathan Toews, a young everybody, Keith, Seabrook, Crawford. They were all young. They were just entering. They were just getting to their primes. So I feel like he's been in a similar situation. Now it's just a matter of, hey, can we do it 15 years later with a different team and adjust a couple things because the game's not the same as it was back in 2010. I don't know. I know a lot of people have mixed emotions, but I'm excited to see Joel Quenneville back behind the bench. He was a really good coach when he was in the league, when he was with Chicago. So I say give him a shot, see what he does with Anaheim, because right now I think that the two situations are pretty comparable between what he had in Chicago and now in Anaheim.
Yeah, pretty similar. I would agree. Going back on Jackson Lacombe, I think one of our first ever episodes that we've done, I said
Yeah.
one guy that's sneaky that no one really knows is Jackson Lacombe, and now he's here a year later, basically signing a $8x9 million contract. If you told me that back a year ago today, I would say you're crazy.
Yeah.
But,
no, I mean, and he cemented himself as like the
yeah,
one
he
D.
did. He played
Yeah.
his ass off last year. All
Yeah,
right.
no, very, very well deserved. But those are the three young guys that we got to keep an eye on. They all got paid. Now it's a matter of putting where putting their play where their mouth is at the end of the day. Like they signed for that money. Now prove you're worth it. The last contract I want to talk about, and then we'll get into some preseason predictions, is Nico Mikola. He was another surprise signing, another Bill Zito. I don't even want like masterpiece. 8x5. That's another player locked up till minimum 2030. I think he's a free agent in 32 also. So
yeah, he signed in 8 years. So
yeah, an 8x5. So I think that contract is another masterpiece by Bill Zito. He's been doing magic this offseason. And on top of it, they've lost a lot of pieces. So what are your guys' initial, or I should say they lost a lot of pieces to injury. But what are you guys' initial reactions to that Mikola contract, the former Ranger as well?
I'm really tired of hearing how Florida's getting away with these steals of contracts. That's what I keep getting out of it, because they just keep signing guys for lower than what they're worth, and I think it's absolutely BS, because their team is already so good and so frustrating to play against, and they're keeping all of their core pieces for the next 8 years. So every time you turn on the TV to watch playoff hockey, you're just going to see this annoying ass team every year until, all these contracts expire. So, good for Mikola. Probably, you're kind of an idiot because you could have left and made more money in the free agent market, but, do whatever you want, I guess. Fuck Florida. I'm tired of that team. And I think it's bullshit. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck Florida, but on a real, but I think it's gonna eventually. It's gotta right. It's gotta bite them in the butt. And in 2029 and 2030, they gotta like be bad, right? That's what I'm waiting for. Like the next 3 years, they still have the same core and they're still young. They'll probably win the fucking Stanley Cup 2 out of the next 3 years again. But by the 2029, 2030 season, these guys better not be like as good as they are right now, and hopefully the Panthers are just stuck with all the contracts that they gave out. So I'm
They
sick
just
of
need to have a bum at goaltending once Bob retires, because there's no way he's making it to 2030.
I'm sick of them too, Milks.
No.
Let's get them
Maybe,
out. Let's get
Get
them
him out.
yeah. I was gonna say Bob's contract's after this year, or it's done after this year. So
Yeah,
I'm
good. Get him out.
yeah. I
I'm
was gonna
tired
say
of
he might
that
sign
guy
another
too.
2-3 years, and then he's out. Then
Dude, I
then they
swear
really
to
gotta
God,
figure
if
it
they
out.
sign Bob to a 2-year, like $2 million contract,
No,
I'm gonna lose my
not
shit.
2 million, but it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
gonna
say he
lose
might
it,
take a
bro.
massive pay cut, but 2 million, like that's absurd. As like that would be crazy. I don't even know if I'd keep watching hockey.
Bro, watch them make a run at Eichel in the offseason, because Bob's contract's up.
I mean, the one prediction that I do have for the Panthers is that Evgeny Malkin will be a Penguin by the end of this season.
He is a Penguin.
They have or a Panther. Let me restart that. By the end of the season, Evgeny Malkin will be a Panther. And I mean, generally think about it. I don't think that's that crazy of a take. They don't have Barkov the rest of this year. That's brutal. I mean, you lose him in training camp over something dumb. Like not even something dumb, but like shit happens obviously, but to lose your captain in that sense, I mean, look at the Rangers. The Rangers almost lost JT Miller. We didn't know what was going on. He got hurt in practice and it was a silly play. It was him just making an effort in practice. But at the end of the day, they have 2 second-round picks this draft. They have the cap now with the Barkov injury. The 2 names that I could very easily see the Panthers going for are obviously Malkin that I just said, and then JG Pageau, the Islanders. Those are 2 names that I think have real possibilities to be Panthers by the end of the year, but we'll see. Malkin's my one that I really do think will get traded there.
Pageau's such a Florida Panther player, though. I once you said that name, I was like, oh, that fits the Panthers so.
I know that's
so
what
well.
scares me. That's what scares me. They have 2 second rounders and they have 2 players again. And JG Pageau is really not that expensive. Like you could fit Malkin and JG Pageau under what you would be paying Barkov.
Yeah.
The thing is like they honestly, I don't even think they need to make those moves. Their team is still loaded.
You don't need to do anything. I mean, but you don't have to chuck till December. You don't have Barkov the rest of the year. And guess what? They haven't said, hey, we have enough to win a cup the last couple of years. They just kept adding. So what's going to stop them from adding this year?
Who knows, man?
You know,
they'll probably make a run at someone. I'm
well,
just saying, like,
it's inevitable.
I'm just saying, you could look at their roster and they're still a contender, even without
100%.
Barkov. But like,
I don't disagree with that comment, but I do think that they're going to go for another big fish. I mean, it went Tarasenko, Marchand, and now this year it's going to be Malkin. Like, and
we'll
okay,
see.
a lot of
We'll see.
like I feel like Malkin's not getting as much love as he used to just because he played for Pittsburgh and he doesn't produce the same as Crosby. I mean, Crosby's doing.
I feel like for Florida to go after Malkin, he'd have to be having like a pretty decent year. So we'll have to kind of see how Malkin does this year.
It is a contract year for Malkin too. Probably the first contract year he's had in maybe his whole career. So like, who knows? He might show out, be like, hey, if I'm gonna leave Pittsburgh, I might as well go somewhere for a chance for another cup.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
so
Pittsburgh's just in such a
lines
terrible
up in my
spot.
head.
I don't
Lines
know
up
how
for
much he
both
can really
parties.
show out.
I mean,
It is what it is. We'll see.
well,
We'll see.
I mean, you can't.
It's like
you can't
to
say
be
how does
determined.
he. Well, yeah, 100%. But you can't say how is he going to show out on Pittsburgh. I mean, Crosby's been a point per game every season of his career.
Yeah, but we're talking about like that. Crosby's like a Mount Rushmore guy.
No,
for
I know.
hockey.
I'm not saying he's going to be a point per guy a year, but I'm saying it's very possible. No matter what team you're on, like if you're good enough, if you have the talent, it could happen. Obviously, off years are off years, but anyways, that's pretty much all we got in terms of contracts and all that other good stuff. But I want to take a look into this season, heading into the 25-26 season, kind of just talking a little bit about each division, what we expect, our top threes in each division, and then finish off with some award predictions. I know we love doing that no matter what. We always have a conversation before each season, see who we think is going to win what, but this time around we have it on recording so we could go back and hold each other accountable. But let's get right into the Atlantic. Dud, obviously the Bees are in the Atlantic. The Panthers are in the Atlantic. The Atlantic's a pretty difficult division. With that being said, last year, Milko, your Boston Bruins finished dead last in that division. Below the Buffalo Sabres, may I add. But what are your thoughts right now? That being your division, what are you expecting from the teams in that division, and ultimately, who are your top three, which we'll get into?
I mean, I think the Atlantic is a pretty strong division with especially those really top heavy teams. I do not expect the Bruins to have a phenomenal year by any means, and I honestly hope we're either a fringe playoff team or we get a lottery pick because
McKenna watch.
I really want McKenna. But anyway, if I were to throw out the top three teams, are we doing specific order or no specific order?
It's up to you. If you got one, you got one.
Yeah, I was gonna say you start, you pick.
All right. I'll go with the Leafs at 1. I'll go the Lightning at 2. And then I'm going to throw the Canadians in there at 3. I think Florida will be a wild card team.
Dude,
because...
get out of here. Took my list right from me.
No way.
Dude, right. Get out of here.
I think the Canadians are going to be very sneaky this year. And then obviously the Maple Leafs and Lightning, I think, are just going to be the big dogs of that division while the Panthers, heal up and kind of I think the Panthers are going to be pretty okay for the first half of the year, and then once Tkachuk comes back, I think it'll take a little bit for him to get back in it, and then they're just going to ramp it up right at the end of the season. So I think they'll just be like a wild card team only because of how strong the rest of this division is, because you still have the Senators and the Red Wings, who are probably both going to be fighting for wild card spots. And then the Sabres and Bruins, you don't really need to even count in that conversation because they're just going to be off in the fucking shambles.
Yeah, we don't got to talk about them at all.
Yeah, we can scratch them. Scratch them until the McKenna watch is back.
They'll be on McKenna watch from game 1 of 82.
Yeah, but for the Bruins specifically.
They will be as well.
Bruins go 0-82.
And they still don't lose the lottery.
All right, I'll go next because you took Solon's list. I'm I'm gonna say Leafs at 1. They're a regular season team. We all know that. Not a playoff team. It's all right. I was gonna put the Senators at 3, but after going off your list, I'm gonna put them at 2, and just let's be a little hot take there. I think Brady Kachuk and some of their new additions from last trade deadline. I really like Dylan Cousins, full year with Ottawa, very sneaky. I think Sanderson and Shabbat will have very good years again. I think it's all up to like that defense and Linus Omar kind of getting back to how he played with Boston. If he plays like how he did with Boston, I think the Senators could win the division. So I got Senators at 2, and then I think I'm gonna have the Lightning at 3, and the Panthers make the wild card again, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna rest up their players and make the wild card and win the fucking Stanley Cup again. But going on Tampa, I think they're very interesting this year too, because they couldn't really do a lot this offseason with their cap struggles and who they have. So I could see them falling off a lot and not making the playoffs at all. But I think when you have Kucherov, Point, and Jake Gensel, like, how can you not make the playoffs, right? And Vasilevsky.
And Vazzy.
Yeah.
And Vazzy.
And you still
So
have
as long as
Edmonton on the
Vazzy's
back
healthy,
end.
as long as Vazzy's healthy.
I need him to be healthy. He's my fantasy goalie. But we'll proceed with the conversation.
And I don't know if I'm cutting myself like off a little too soon here, but I think we're gonna have both the wild card teams come out of the Atlantic. I don't think that's hot. I think the Panthers are a lock for one of the wild card teams, and then I think the Montreal Canadiens will get the other one, just like they did this year.
I agree with that.
I was gonna say I don't disagree with you with that, because I do think that the Senators have a good chance at making the playoffs. And if both the Senators and the Canadiens make the playoffs, that means one thing and one thing only: both wildcard teams are from the Atlantic. Because I also have the Panthers obviously in my wild card, which is kind of tough for whoever wins the Metro, or I guess the Atlantic, whichever the higher seed is. But yeah, I mean, Dud, you straight up took my list, so I second Milko. I think Montreal is very sneaky. They have the young guys. I low-key thought that was going to be a hot take. That's why I was surprised that you said that, because I didn't think that you were going to say that. But yeah, they're young. They had a good year last year. They surprised a lot of people, and this year they've only added. They have Dobson, they have Demidov for a full year, and Marty St. Louis. I really think he's one of the better player coaches in the league. I love him personally. If he ever came to the island, I don't even know what I would do. I'm going to stop myself there. But yeah, that's the Atlantic for me. I think I don't even want to say straightforward. I think this is the most up in the air division, but I think it's going to have the most playoff teams come out of it.
Yeah, it's a stacked division. It's a stacked division for sure.
And I mean, you look at the Metro. Like, I'll say this much: Dozer, your team that's like quote unquote falling off from the Atlantic is Tampa. For me, I have a pretty obvious one from the Metro, and that's Washington. I could see Washington just missing the playoffs altogether. In the Metro, me personally, I think I feel like the Metro's tough. Like, I really do. Like, I think Carolina.
The Metro's low key just I don't know, man.
It's a lot of teams that can be either really good or really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I see Carolina, Rangers, and Jersey.
I think Devils, we saw what happened 2 years ago. I could see him being really bad again. Like, if they lose, why am I drawing a blank? Who's the goalie that they got?
Markstrom.
Markstrom. If Markstrom's out, they're not making the playoffs.
No. No, but okay, yeah. In the grand scheme of things for a full season, yeah. But I was gonna say Jake Allen's a really good backup goalie. So like, if he stays healthy, like their tandem's nuts. But I agree. I could see the Devils having not being as good as people think, but at the same time, I could see the Rangers being in the same boat. Which is kind of what makes it complicated. Off the top of my head, as much as I hate saying this, if I had to pick a top 3 for the Metro, I'm probably gonna go healthy Jack Hughes all year. I'm putting that out there. If Jack Hughes is healthy all year, I'm going Devils, Hurricanes, Rangers in the Metro.
And then Caps miss the playoffs completely.
Everyone else in the Metro misses the playoffs because I have my two wild card teams. I think the Sens. Actually, I lied. I somewhat lied. I think it's going to be a battle between the Senators, and then you're going to have a couple teams in the Metro, but I just think that the Center is going to win it out. Like, I'm not saying the teams in the Metro are out of it, but they're going to be a point or two short.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle. It always
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Melks, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go. I'll finish it off.
All right. For the Metro. All right. We don't got to talk about the Penguins at all.
Yeah.
And
We
I
already
don't
did
think we
that.
got to talk yeah, I don't think we got to really talk about the Flyers. I think those two are kind of locks for the bottom two of the Metro, flip-flop them, but I think the Penguins are going to be the worst team in the league this year.
Mm-hmm.
Columbus is going to be sneaky again, but I don't think they have as good as the year last year, even though I hope they do. That's a fun team to watch. And my top three is it's tough. Metro is tough because, like you said, all these teams could go both ways. I think I'm going to have the Canes at 1. I think they're the safest play with all their players. They brought in new players. They made it to the Eastern Conference Final again. Didn't win again, but so I got the Canes at 1. I think I'm going to put the Caps at 2, and I think I'm going to put the Rangers at 3, meaning the Devils missed the playoffs, and I have 5 teams from the Atlantic in. I think the Devils are going to be right there the whole way, and every game is going to matter in this Metro division, and I could see them even fighting for the third Metro spot over the wild card. I could see the third Metro spot being like around the same amount of points as the 2 wild card spots are at the end of the year.
Don't forget what happened with the Isles a couple years ago. The Islanders were the third in the Metro. And they had less points than whoever was in the wild card. I forgot who it was off the top of my head. But I could see that situation being that way. Like, for me, at least my 2 safe picks in the Metro as of right now are the Hurricanes and the Devils. And the Devils, like I said, is assuming that they have a full year of healthy Jack. I feel like he's coming back with something to prove. I mean, at the end of the day, like, the Devils kind of, I don't even know, they just plummeted once he got hurt last year. So we'll see what happens. But those are my 2 safe picks. I feel like the Metro is very, very up in the air. But that's kind of what makes hockey fun. So we're going to have a sweat for a full year. But looking on the opposite side, now we're going to go to the West Coast.
I was like, wait, Melks didn't go yet.
Milko didn't go. Milko, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
You're getting too excited over there.
Your
dude,
opinion doesn't matter, actually. It's 2 gyms.
I'm getting locked into this Yankee game, and like I'm out here talking to a Boston kid.
I mean, this division sucks in general, just because I feel like this division is the one you look back on at the end of the year and you're like, we got all of this wrong. You know what I mean? Just because the teams are so hard to pick by.
But then this was also the same division where like 2 years ago it was like the hardest division.
A lot changed, man.
Yeah. No, it has. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Canes at 1. I feel like, again, that's the safest one. I'm gonna go Devils at 2, Caps at 3. I think Rangers fight for a wild card spot. May or may not make it, but I don't know. I think Hurricanes are definitely the safest bet, and then after that, I have no idea what happens, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to what we said. Like, I have the Caps missing the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like the second best team in the Metro.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't lose anybody, and they gained. I mean,
a full season of Ryan Leonard.
Did they get the other Protoss brother?
No, he's still in Europe somewhere.
I mean, yeah.
No.
He's
in the CHL.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get a full season of Ryan Leonard now, and they didn't lose anybody. So as long as they stay healthy, I think they can still be a wagon.
I mean,
just not as close to as good as they were last year, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, right now this is off the dome. Like, I don't even have an answer for myself right now. But what exactly did the Caps do 2 off seasons ago? And last year they just shot up from where they were the previous season. You know what I mean? Because that was also a kind of a mind bender. Like, I was so surprised when the Caps came out of nowhere last year and won the East.
I mean, I think they did a lot last year.
They made a ton of moves last year.
They made a lot. They got Chikrin. They got
that was 2 years ago.
They got Roy.
Logan Thompson
from Vegas. Yeah, they made a lot of moves.
I thought all those were 3 years ago.
No, I think you're tripping.
No, I am. That's why I was asking. Because I was going to say, like, my mind was blank, and that's why I was asking.
They made a bunch of moves.
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying that they didn't do anything. I was actually genuinely asking because I couldn't think of what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that offseason was big. I thought that was before a couple of years ago. I don't know why. But
Yeah.
anyways, heading over to the West now. The West, obviously we know the East a lot because that's what we watch the most. But the West is always exciting, I think. I think that the West has a lot of moving pieces. But we'll start off with the Central. The Central obviously has the reigning President's Trophy winners, which doesn't mean shit because the Stanley Cup doesn't get given out in the regular season. But the Winnipeg Jets dominated this division last year, and I expect something similar this year. I expect something similar, but I don't think that they're going to win it. For me, my 1, 2, 3 in this division, oof. The Avalanche are going to be one. Yeah.
Wow.
The Avalanche are going to be one. I feel like they're going to have a big year. Then I have Winnipeg at 2, and I'm going to throw a crazy one in there. Actually, I lied. This isn't that crazy at all.
I don't think it's crazy.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Minnesota. I don't think that's crazy at all now that I think of it. I feel like Dallas has been one of those teams where they're on the cusp every year.
Dallas is just a lock
3
for
straight
the playoffs.
Western Conference. Yeah, 3 straight Western Conference finals, but they can't get anything done. Yeah, they're going to be a wild card team. That's my 1, 2, 3. Colorado, Winnipeg, Minnesota in the Central.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Yeah, and then I have Dallas in one of the wild card spots.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even realize you didn't put Dallas in
that's
the top 3. That's crazy.
That's a little shocking.
I have Dallas at my 1 for sure. I think Dallas is the 1.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. I take Dallas at the 1. I'll give Colorado the 2, and I give Wild the 3. I think the Jets are going to have a big fall off here.
No Winnipeg either? So you got Winnipeg and wild card?
I got Winnipeg out of it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, he just said big fall off.
In the wild card?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have them in the wild card. Wow. To be honest.
You think that we're going to have back-to-back President's Trophy teams miss the playoff?
I do.
A year after winning the President's Trophy?
I think the Winnipeg Jets had a fluky year.
We know it's possible. We know it's possible to do that.
I don't think Hellebuck can – I mean, Hellebuck's a phenomenal goaltender, but I just don't think he can match the production from last year. And
I don't even think it's on Helly. I think it's on the players.
And the Jets haven't made any improvements to their roster that I've been like, wow, that really helped them. They actually got worse as a roster. So I can't imagine, they're going to come anywhere close to winning this division. And I could definitely see them missing the playoffs.
I feel like that's a little hot, but I respect it.
I might go out on a crazy take again now that I'm looking at both these. Not crazy, but I might be shooting myself in the foot again. But looking at both these West divisions, I think we're gonna my so far I'm leading up to 5 teams from the Central making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So
I have minimum 4. I have a considerable 5.
I'll start with, because you guys aren't gonna agree with this off your list, but I got Stars at 1, Winnipeg at 2, and I got the Wild at 3. And I got the Avalanche being one of the wild card spots. And I want to go in on the Avalanche a little bit because I don't know if I like their team that much. Other than their top 3 superstars or not even big 3 superstars. They lost Rantanen now. Other than McKinnon, Makar, Marty Necas, I don't know really how much Nelson. I trust the rest
Brock
of
Nelson's. I'm not putting
look at Brock Nelson. What did he do in the 30 games? With the Avalanche, he looked like a third.
But he joined the team halfway through the year. But he's a certified 30 goal scorer in the league. I think you playing with better players than who he's been on the island with.
Well, he was playing with better players last year.
I know, but we're taking a portion of the season. Give him a whole off season to get used to the system and playing with these guys. Like, not everyone's gonna translate completely. Like, look at Rantanen with Dallas. Or not Dallas, I mean Carolina.
I agree. I think he will be better, but I don't see him being a difference. Like that big of a difference maker. After their top 6, I think their bottom 6 is even shakier than the Rangers' bottom 6. I trust their defense more than the Rangers, which I'll give him that. And their goalie's still up in the air. I like Mackenzie Blackwood, but he hasn't proved it for like a full year and a half. Like he's had stretches where he's looked really good. He's had stretches where he's looked really bad. So I got the Avs in one of my wild cards, and this team we talked a lot about in the offseason because we liked all their offseason moves. I got Utah.
I was about to say. I was about
I
to say
really
I
wanted to
didn't.
have them making the top 3 in the Central, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
I was gonna say
And
I did not pick a wild card team from the Central, and I really like Utah. I was gonna say Utah.
and then another sneaky one that is going
I
to
think
go untalked about is the Blues.
I was gonna
I
say the
love
Blues too.
Montgomery with the Blues. They got a lot of young guys. Holloway's
Yeah.
a stud.
I was
Kyrie's
gonna
a
say
stud.
like I could see both wild card teams being from the Central.
I agree.
Easily.
That's why I only gave my one, because I'm low-key torn between St. Louis and Utah. Like I haven't picked which one grabs the last one yet, but I think it's possible to have 5 teams from the Central. I could also,
the Pacific is just it's young and up and coming. It's just not. Most of these teams aren't ready yet.
Let's jump into the Pacific then.
Can we all agree that Vegas is winning this division?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I know we're doing our own like rankings, but I think Vegas is the unanimous one.
I could see Vegas winning the President's Trophy.
I could that's
see it.
definitely
I like it.
it's not out of the question. See, like this division is where it gets a little tricky. Like Edmonton, I don't really know how I feel about Edmonton. Like,
I mean, they're gonna be in the top 3. That's the thing.
No, they're gonna be in the top 3, but now I'm comparing them to like an LA. Like, I almost want to have LA out of this top 3 just because I don't want to see another Edmonton LA first round.
You know what's coming though. Like it's coming.
I mean, yeah,
like
but
that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be Vegas and then a combination of LA, Edmonton.
I think we could all agree that this division is probably the worst out of
Yeah.
all 4.
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
which almost makes it the hardest.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the easiest just because of like the bottom 4 teams in this division are just that bad. They're not even that bad. They're
You're
just
not going to say the
that
bottom
ready.
4, maybe the bottom 3, and that's
Ducks,
going off last year.
Sharks, Kraken, Flames. Like I'm not getting anything out of any of those teams. Like I don't think any of those teams are bringing me like any sort of confidence going into the season. To be honest,
Well, like, okay, those are your bottom 4, but if we're talking like literally the bottom 4, Calgary was better than Vancouver, and they missed the playoffs by not that many points. They literally had this dude. They lost a tiebreaker last year to St. Louis.
Yeah, but there's nothing that the Flames have done that gives me any confidence that they're going to be able to even do that again.
No,
like,
no,
I just see them being worse.
No, when you
I
said,
just see them being worse.
Point is, when you said bottom 4, I was looking at Vancouver. I was going to say I don't. Well, think
no, because like with a healthy Quinn Hughes, he gives them some life. You know what I mean? Like he can actually kind of put the back on his team a little bit, or the team on his back. If he's healthy, like they have a chance at something. That's all dependent on his health.
Look at what they did 2 years ago, and that's kind of what I guess that was kind of my comparable to like the Caps. Like, I don't think they're going to have that big of a fall off, but I could see the Caps missing the playoffs just because last year they were running on a high. Ovi was chasing Gretzky. Like, he missed a couple weeks, came back from a broken leg, and was 3rd in the league in scoring. Like, that definitely helped a little bit, but this I don't know. This division's tough. It's definitely the worst. It's not the most competitive, but yeah, I don't know. I have Vegas at 1. It's going to be the same as this year, at least in my eyes. Vegas, LA, Edmonton.
Yeah,
you got it in that order too.
Yeah,
I agree with that order.
You got the same one, Milks?
Yeah, I agree with that. I just can't see that many different combinations of this division, to be honest.
I can see Calgary squeaking in there, but like I don't see Edmonton as a wild card team. And I see Edmonton more of a wild card team than I see LA.
I guess I could see LA maybe being a wild card team, but
like I also see Vancouver.
This division, like I just don't see any of these other teams or any of these other 5 other teams really threatening that division that much.
I don't see. Like, I think one of these 4, the bottom 4 that we're talking about, I think one of them will surprise us and be like right there at the wild card race, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think the Ducks will be
Vancouver.
I think
I do have a different top 3 than you guys, so I just want to throw that out there. If you guys have Vegas,
LA,
Edmonton, I got LA missing the playoffs this year. I think they're due.
I could also see that.
I think Vancouver. I think I'm gonna have Vegas 1, Vancouver 2, Oilers 3. I think Oilers and Vancouver could go interchangeable. I just want to be a little different with that one. But I think a healthy Thatcher Demko makes a huge difference for this team. And he's coming into the season healthy this year. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt because I think he makes a huge difference. Quinn Hughes as well.
Mhm.
And they brought back all of their players. They're in a better mindset than they went into last season for. So I think I could see Vancouver being one of these sneaky teams to get back in the playoffs. But that's just because I think this division's that bad. Like I don't
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be that dangerous, but they did it 2 years ago and they went on a pretty good run as well. So
Yeah, no, I don't hate that. Like I could definitely see a team like Vancouver making the playoffs. Very easily. Not very easily, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't know.
No, that division's going to be interesting
Pedersen's
to
got
watch.
to have a good year, man.
I
Pedersen's
didn't
got
even
to have a
mention
big
Pedersen.
bounce back year.
Bounce back? No JT Miller, so he should be good, right?
Besser's back. Like, yeah.
I mean, Quinn Hughes is going to have to do a lot for that team in order for them to be
All right.
be up in that top 3 of that division.
Yeah. No, it's definitely.
Maybe they suck so bad he just requests a trade after this season. Who knows?
But request a trade after this year.
Maybe he's like, fuck this, dude. I'm tired of living out in Vancouver. This team is not good. Let me go play with my brothers and then sign a contract there. If I'm the Devils, I'm trading Dougie Hamilton, Dawson Mercer, and 5 first-round picks. I don't even care. Just give him the boat.
Just give him the boat.
All right. I know who the Devils are not going to be looking into when they need a new GM. This guy's going to be playing it like franchise mode, rookie mode on this guy. Give him half the team and 5 first rounders. I'll just take Quinn Hughes. Please and thanks.
Yeah, please and thank you.
But a little rapid fire here. Last topic of the podcast, fellas. I know we love the prediction shit. We've been doing it for like half this conversation. Let's get into some of the awards, huh? We'll start nice and heavy. Hart Trophy, and for those who don't know, that's league MVP. I'll let you guys go first.
All right, I'll go. I'm not gonna do what I said at the beginning of the episode. I'm gonna be a little bit out there. It's not chalk. I said McDavid to win for anyone listening, which they're not.
I mean, one of us has got to say McDavid, right?
I guess, but I'm gonna go with Jack Eichel, which I love the pick. He's in a contract year. He now has Marner on one of his wings, and on the power play. This Vegas team is going to win their division. I think all 3 of those things just make you an MVP candidate off the bat. All he's got to do is throw up over 100+ points, win the division, and I could see him being top 5 in voting. So that's why I got it at Hart. If I went with my heart and if I was betting on it, I would probably pick McDavid, but I'm going to take Eichel.
Let's have some fun.
All right, twist my arm. Make me take the best player in the world. I got McDavid. All day, lights out, contract year. This guy's going to fucking put up 150 points again. Like, it's not even a question. As long as he's healthy, this guy's going to be a monster.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I like the confidence. I don't disagree with you, quite honestly. But for the sake of this, I will disagree. I'm going to go with the man who just signed the largest contract in NHL history. He's going to pick up where he left off last year, except it's going to be for a full 82. Give it to Kirill Kaprizov. He deserved one last year. He's going to win it back this year.
I like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick. Okay. 3 possible. I mean, 2 very possible. One that we've seen like maybe like 8 times already. But
I'm gonna go first on this next one here. Just throwing that out there.
Down the list where I have it, so
don't take my pick. Don't take my pick.
Someone's gonna take this pick because I think we do it every year.
List, Vezina Trophy.
Don't take my pick.
Best goalie in the NHL will be.
I mean, I do have a backup, but I don't want you to take the guy I'm first thinking.
I think it's gonna be one of your picks, and because I have the Stars first place in the Central, I think it's gonna be Otter. He's due.
No, bro.
He's coming off getting pulled in the first period of Game 7. He's gonna come back this year. New head coach. He's gonna come back with vengeance. He is winning the Vezina, and the Stars are gonna win the Central Division. That's my prediction.
All right. Well, that was my pick. Anyway,
Yeah, I knew it was going to be one of yours. That's why I wanted to go first.
I mean, I feel like I can't go wrong with this guy either because he's just a monster as well. Give me Andre Vasilevsky. I think the Lightning are going to be a wagon, and I think this is the first season in a long time, or not a long time, but like the past couple of years where he's going to go into the season fully healthy and ready to go. So, give me a healthy Vazzy to win the Vezina.
You guys have me fucking torn, bro. You guys, Dozer, you really screwed me up here, bro.
I got both
But
of you.
yeah. But this kid had a backup. I was like, nah, we're good. It's like, nah, we're good. I got to choose something different. But if like you said, Dozer, if I had to put a bet on it, that's who I'd throw. All right. I got one. And I think this is pretty hot. I think it's
Don't
pretty
say
hot.
Sorokin.
Yo, simmer down, dude. Maybe in a couple of years, let the fellas get their feet under them a little bit. I'm gonna go with Freddie.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Freddie. He's gonna be healthy all year. He's gonna get his feet under him. Carolina's gonna have a good year. Dude, give it to Freddie.
No one picked Helly? What the Helly?
No,
Helly
back-to-back. Back Hart
He already won
Trophy and
back-to-back.
Vizina back to back. Like,
I mean, I could see
Didn't
it.
he already win back-to-back Vezinas? Wouldn't this be 3 in a row?
I mean,
I meant like back. Oh, I guess he was talking about Vezina. Yeah, the first two awards we spoke about were Hart and Vezina. I kind of combined the two. Okay, I actually don't hate those. I don't hate those because I love the Otter pick. Vazzy always has a chance. I mean, Vazzy's Vazzy. Come on,
he's
But
gonna be
I
top
feel like-
three. Yeah.
I feel like Freddie's a hot one, but I feel like it's possible. Put him with the right team in the right conditions. Keep him healthy. He shows out.
I
when he
like
needs
the
to.
pick. I definitely think it's possible because the Hurricanes are always good defensively. He's going to have good stats. The only thing I'm going to say, which I don't think it's going to happen, is because they play Kochetkov a lot. I don't think Freddie's going to play more than 50 games, even if he is healthy the whole year.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have a big goalie split, but listen, at the end of the day, you do ride the hot hand, and Kochetkov has. I don't want to say he's been a little shaky, but they don't have a true starter, so who knows? Is this year that someone wins it over? Like, I don't know. It's very, I mean, exciting to see what happens. I think it's possible if he stays healthy, but next award we have up, the Selke Trophy, Best Defensive Forward. This trophy, for those of you who don't know, used to live in Boston.
Yep.
It does not. It does not anymore. Who do you guys have for best defensive forward? I feel like this is kind of a routine. Like, hey, same guys are kind of up for grabs, but I'm going to put this much out there: Barkov, who was the favorite going into this year, or at least I assume he was, is out for the whole year. So for the first time in a very long time, you have no Bergeron, no Barkov. And this is Anze Kopitar's last season in the NHL. So those are the three guys that have been winning it essentially our entire lives. So I want to see who you guys have thought of outside the box out of the big three. But if you guys want, I'll go one for this one because I have an answer ready, and it's going to be a Metro boy. It's going to be Nico Hischier. I feel like he's someone that's been unbelievable defensively. Over the last, or at least the back half of last year and this year too, I've had a chance to see him a lot. This year, I think he's gotten bigger. He looks more confident. He knows what has to be done. They've had a couple decent runs in terms of making the playoffs. They've had a couple down years. He wears the C. Everyone looks up to him. He's the main guy in that Jersey locker room. But aside from the fact that he's a really good leader, he's really good at both ends of the ice. You saw him defend Jack Hughes last year. You need that grit if you're going to be good defensively. And he has that. He holds down, he holds his own no matter who he goes up against. And I think he has all the power to go out there and win it this year because I think it's anyone's trophy. Because me personally, I'll put this out there from now. I don't think that Kopitar is going to pull a Bergeron and win it in his last season. I don't think he has it in him.
Melks, you got anyone?
Yeah, I mean, this award is kind of difficult when Barkov's out of the conversation because he's just a lock to win it no matter what. But I think it's staying in Florida. It's just not going to Barkov. I think it's going to Reinhart. I mean, he was a runner-up
Runner-up
last year. I mean, he's a great center. Now he's going to be playing top dog minutes on the top line. So why not?
Yeah, you guys kind of fucked me here. I had 3 guys written down, and you guys took 2 of them. And the last guy you left me was the guy I didn't want to take. But let me just take a quick look at this.
Yeah, I mean, take a quick peek. But all I'm going to say is that it is kind of wild because I'm looking at it right now.
Are you looking at Selke voting from last year?
No, not even the voting. I'm just looking at the winners. The last 5 winners: Barkov, Bergeron, Barkov.
Yep.
That's since like, and then before that was Couturier, Ryan O'Reilly, and then you have Kopitar, Bergeron again, Kopitar, Bergeron, Jonathan Toews, Bergeron.
It just seems like a very repetitive trophy if you can find the right guy.
Yeah, 100%. But
Barkov's probably going to win it every year for the rest of his career.
That is what makes it tough, which I think it is anyone's award.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm just gonna take the third name I have written down. As you said, history repeats itself, especially with the Selke Awards. I'm gonna take Kopitar in his final season. I don't think the Kings are gonna be as good as they have been the last 3 years, but I think he'll still have a great year. He hasn't showed signs of really slowing down. So yeah, I got him being the best defensive forward. Another guy that I wanted to throw out there because I know all of us love this guy is Anthony Cirelli. Very underrated player for the Lightning.
Very underrated.
That was my guy in the Four Nations.
Yeah, I know you loved him though. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Kopitar and hope he's got a good final season.
I don't hate the pick, and I'm glad I said what I said because I don't think he has it in him. At the end of the day, like when you're going to your 20th season in the NHL, like what are the chances you're going out there and winning personal accolades? I'd love to see it. I mean, Bergeron pretty much did it. He played. Do you remember exactly how many years he played, Dud? But
maybe like 15 or 17.
No,
I
actually, I think he was at 20. Now they think because he was drafted in but he probably didn't start playing in 03. Yeah, he was probably just under 20 years. But point being, like that's pretty impressive to sit and win a personal accolade in your last season, having played that long.
Well, dude, I kind of want to throw another name out there, and he's also another Florida boy. Well, he's actually a Tampa boy, Nick Paul. I could see Nick Paul like making a run at it low key too.
I don't think he plays enough.
He's what is he? Is he third line?
I think he might even be fourth, but he is a bottom 6.
No.
He is a bottom 6. Maybe at one point he was a fourth liner. Maybe now he's a third liner.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Cause you got what Point and then Hagel or Cirelli.
I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Their roster's deep. And then they got Yanni Gord, too.
Yeah. No, they don't. Or, yeah, they do. They got him back. Oh, my God.
And they have Bjorkstrand still, too.
Yeah.
Like, their team is loaded, bro.
Yeah, I forgot they got Yanni Gord back.
They just have no draft picks for the next 5 years.
Dude, they don't even have him in the lineup.
What? Really?
No way.
Oh, no, he's injured.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, dude, that's kind of crazy if they're keeping him out of the lineup. Like, their team
that's
is
what
stacked,
I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say.
That's a solid forward.
I was going to say, you were about to predict him for a personal award, and he's not even in the lineup.
He's not even on the lineup.
No, he's hurt, though. He's hurt.
All right.
All right, 2 more awards to go. We got the Norris, and then we got the Calder. The Norris is the best defenseman. Calder is the best rookie. We'll start off with the Norris because I feel like the Calder is the best one to kind of predict because obviously could only win it once. You could only have a chance to win it once. Norris Trophy. You guys have anyone off the top of your heads?
I think you guys should already know mine right now.
Yeah.
So I'll go. I guess I'll go first. And I think everyone knows it. My pick's gonna be Fox. I think he's gonna have a resurgent year. Back to around 90 to 100 points. Playing with Gavrikov, I think his defense and his plus-minus will be a lot better. And I think the Rangers...
90 to 100, you had me. I'm sorry, I needed a second for that one.
90 to 100. And... fuck. I was...
You're playing with Gavrikov, I'm sorry. You fucking...
playing with Gavrikov. I just think that deep pairing is going to make him better and... like unleash his game to where he hasn't had that flexibility to because he's been trying to cover for his weak ass defensive partner the last 3 years. So Yeah, that's my pick. I think he'll be better, and the Rangers will be better as well.
All right. I have a pick that I really want to say just because I love him as a player, but I think I have to go with what I would say if I were to put money on this pick. I say Quinn Hughes catches up to Kale. I think he wins a second one. I think we're gonna see Quinn win a second one in 3 years, and that's just because he's got some. I don't want to say he has something to prove. Like everyone's always has something to prove, but his contract's coming up. Obviously not this year, but the following year. He's gonna put up a big year this year, and he's really gonna put Vancouver's backs up against the wall to try to get something done so that they don't lose him for nothing. That's what I think. So that's my pick. Quinn Hughes is going to win a second one in 3 seasons.
All right, twist my arm again, boys. Make me pick the second best player in the world. All right, like I'm going Cale Makar. The guy's an absolute stud, best defenseman in the league. Can't convince me otherwise. He's going to be the back half of this team and a guy that they rely on the entire season because him and McKinnon are just going to run it. I think he goes back to back. And by the time his contract comes around, I think he's earning himself a $20+ million deal. So, because his contract comes up in like maybe 2 years, maybe the same time Quinn's ends, low key. So, I think twist my arm, boys. Make me take Cale Makar.
Yeah, you're Mr. Chalk over there. It's all right.
I mean, make me pick the 2 best players in the world.
No, he's
at least you didn't take Otter as well.
He's a free agent, same time as Quinn. Yeah, 27.
Yeah. So who gets the bigger contract out of those 2?
Cal. Cal. No, I like those picks. I mean, the one guy that I wanted to say, but I just don't think his team's going to be good enough for him to win it, is Werenski. I think he's coming close. I think at some point he will win one in the near future. I just don't think it'll be this year. But the last award that we have is usually my favorite to predict, like I said, the Calder Trophy. Best rookie in the NHL. And this year's draft class is stacked. This year, or draft class prospects, rookie class, you guys know what I mean. It's stacked. So it's a bit of an older class. You obviously have that young firepower too. Anyone off the top of your heads, guys? I'm kind of curious to hear what you guys say because this one could literally be anybody.
I mean, like we can all have the basic pick.
There's so many names.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, we all know you're gonna go the basic pick, Milks.
No, I don't. I don't want to. That's the thing. Like
I don't want to either.
Like Demidov's the basic pick, and he is the favorite. But
he's definitely his favorite.
Yeah.
But I have a name that I want to put out there that's not Demidov because I feel like it's
definitely
boring.
gonna be my name. But you could go first, Milks.
I was gonna say I kind of have a name, but like. I'll say this much. He's a defenseman. No, not on the Islanders before you guys start shitting on me.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of the same guy I'm thinking of.
He's a defenseman, but I don't think he's going to have the numbers to pull through. And I'll just go ahead and say that name because I think you guys put it again. Nikishin. Like he's 24 years old. He played 3 years in the KHL. He led defensemen in the KHL in points 2 times already. He's been a captain for one of the better teams in the KHL, at least like I don't follow the KHL, but from what I've seen, like he's done it at the professional level before. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if he just slides right in with Carolina's system and just explodes. You know, at the end of the day, like he is an older rookie, but he's a rookie nonetheless. But that was the one that I was gonna say, but I really just don't see him having the numbers to win that award. So I want to think of another one. I want to think of another one too, but that's who I was originally going to say.
All right. I'm going to go with a D-man. Going along with Solon's take earlier, they could have a Hart winner and a Calder, or not is it Calder, right?
Yeah, it's a Calder.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to take my boy Zeev Boyum.
I love that.
You know, I mean, you can already kind of see it, though. They were giving him top-line power play minutes at the end of, playoff games when he signed a contract not even like a week ago. So they're already giving him the big boy minutes. I could anticipate him being minimum a top 4 defenseman on their team or in those top 2 pairings. Obviously, they have a bunch of offensive firepower, and he was, I would probably say, arguably the best player in college, or not the best player in college hockey, but the best defenseman in college hockey last year. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Boyum.
Yeah, he's just a certified winner, so I wouldn't put anything past him because he could win everything.
Yeah, he wins at every level.
Yeah,
international.
He has won at every level. Like, it's crazy.
He probably won his high school chip all 4 years.
All right, I'm surprised neither of you guys went this route, but I'm not going to go obvious with Demidov. I'm going to take Jimmy Snuggerud. And
yeah, I like
he's
him.
Probably top 3 in favorites, I would say, because he's a forward. You guys picked defenseman.
Yeah.
But I checked his stats from the short time he played at the end of last season. He had 4 points in 7 games, which just from joining the Blues and coming up as a rookie and playing
Coming
1
from
week
college,
of hockey,
nonetheless.
Yeah. Playing 1 week of hockey, 2 weeks of hockey, and you're getting 4 points right out of the college level. I think now that he's practicing preseason, all this with the NHL, NHL talent, I think he'll be just fine. And I think he's going to win the Calder. Maybe 60 points. Is that crazy? No, I'm gonna say 55 to 65 points with like 20 goals for Snuggerud.
I could see that. I could see that very, very much. I love that pick, and see, like, I really want to throw out another name out there, but like, it's tough. Like there's so many good players, but see, like, that Snuggerud pick's actually like a really good sneaky one. I feel like Snuggerud's been going over everyone's heads. I'm not like, he kind of went over mine because like I forgot, like I knew he did good, but I like forgot how good he was doing when he came in. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna win the Calder, but somebody that I'm really excited to watch is Maxim Shabanov. Yeah, the Islander kid that they just signed. I mean, he's also 24. Like the two oddballs that, or like the two outside Demidov that I'd pick, are literally 24-year-olds who came from Russia that have proved themselves in Russia, playing in the second best professional league in the world. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this year's Calder is very, very up in the air. I could see defenseman winning. I could even see a goalie winning. I could see Jesper Wallstedt winning. I just don't think he's going to be a starter or play enough games to win. Like, he's not going to have a role of a Dustin Wolf. If he did, then I'd put him in that. Or Askarov, yeah. But like Askarov, like I don't see San Jose being in a position to have him win the Calder. Like, if a forward has 60, 70 points, is on a playoff team, they're going to win it over Askarov, unless Askarov's numbers are nuts. But Askarov's
Dustin Wolf was top 3 last year, and they were close to a playoff spot.
I was going to say they lost because of the tiebreaker. Yeah.
I mean, if Michael Misa plays the full year, I love that name too. It just depends on if he's playing the full year or not.
I like Zane Parekh too. Like, if we're just throwing out names, Zane Parekh is exciting. He's basically a forward playing defense.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know that much about him, but there is a bunch of hype.
30 goal scorer in the OHL. At 16 years old, he had like 21 goals in the O. As a defenseman.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
It's all right.
It's not bad. He has more goals as a 16-year-old in the OHL than I do in my ACHA Division II fucking career, dude. Like, it's insane.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with ACHA D2.
No. I'm comparing my skill to
some would say that's honestly harder than the OHL, so props to you, man.
But no, this year is really, I feel like it's a free for all in terms of Calder, at least, which is why I'm really excited. I mean, even watching someone like Schaefer, it's like he might, like, who knows what he ends up doing, but at the end of the day, that's
I thought you were
another.
Going to say Schaefer. I thought you were going to be a lock to say Schaefer.
No. I really, obviously, I'd love for him to win it. I'm rooting for him to win it, but at the end of the day, like, it's not one of those things where, like, this year's class is so big and they have so much talent spread out around their rookies that kind of giving it to who's, I think, going to be the youngest player in the league, assuming he plays a full season, that's going to be tough.
But
yeah, I mean, fellas, it is game time.
It's game time.
Hockey game time.
Game is on right now. Sorry if I've been looking over. Game is on.
Yeah. Okay. Game is on. So it's game time, fellas. That was a hell of a conversation. I'm really stoked for this season to start. opening night Tuesday, October 7th, Rangers' second game of the year. Mike Sullivan's coaching against his former team. So Tuesday,
Yes, sir.
a
I'll
few
be in
more
attendance.
sleeps.
Actually, I will be in
Yeah.
attendance.
Yeah. Tuesday's a big
Fuck
day.
yeah.
New season. Let's
Let's
have
go,
them, boys. All right. Till
Let's
next
go.
time. I'm your host, Solon Mijas, alongside Mike Cardoza and Matt Milko. Fellas,
Socks
we'll
and
talk again in a few days.
Into.
Watch your mouth, dude. This is a New York podcast.
I
This
can't
is a
hear
New York-
you. I got too much money in my ears. I
All
can't.
right, you asshole. You're not Krill.
Dude. All right. Till next time. Peace.
See you.